as promised, I'm going to get this video out. I'm going to do a Monday through Friday. I've decided I'm not going to do one on Saturday or Sunday, because on Saturdays I have the what do you call it, meeting highlights I put out, and then I do my daily vlog on Saturday. So that's 2 videos. You don't need to see more of me than that. I don't want to get annoying. Any more annoying than I already am, I should point out. But anyway, today I thought I'd talk about when you want to lose weight, focus on what you eat, and not so much on the amount of food. Wait a minute. You want to focus on what you're going to eat. That's what I wanted to say. And you know, you should always focus. You shouldn't be consumed and obsessed with food, which sometimes it's easy to do on this plan. It really is. When you're trying to change your lifestyle, you become so obsessed with, I can't eat that because it's so many points, and I can't eat this because it's so many points. And so we avoid eating it. And we don't want to do that. This is a lifestyle change, and this is something that you're going to be following for the rest of your life. It's not so much, it is like at the beginning, it is a weight loss program because you are trying to lose weight. But if you focus on eating healthy foods and it becomes a part of your everyday life, it becomes so easy to grab that apple instead of a bag of chips, and then, you know, a protein bar rather than a candy bar. It's just so many different choices that you can make. And at the beginning, the benefits are, the bonus is that you're going to lose weight. And along the way, you're going to hit little plateaus because your body's going to readjust. And it's going to be very easy to get discouraged and say, you know what, when I was eating all the fattening foods, I could eat whatever I wanted, and I didn't gain a pound overnight. But I think the reason that you're gaining the pound overnight now is that your body is saying, oh my gosh, we're going back to our old way of eating. Let's grab onto that. Let's hold on to that, because she might change her mind and go back to that dieting. And it's not really a diet. It's a lifestyle. And the more you convince yourself of it that it's a lifestyle, the more likely you're going to succeed. You're going to have, I had a month where I completely went off. I stayed within the focus of what I was going to do. I still gained. I mean, I had a small gain 1 week of 0.2, and then I had another small gain, which I consider 0.9 a small gain. That's less than a pound. But then I had a 3.9 gain, because that week I just went willy-nilly, and I thought, you know, the heck with it. I'm tired of this. I'm just done. And then it reminded me of how badly I felt. I was so sluggish. I was so tired. I was so irritable. I was craving food, like just craving stuff, because my body was getting back to the processed foods and the sugars. You know, I don't eat sugar, table sugar, but I eat a lot of sugar in foods. You know, like, you know, if you look at any ingredients, look at them. The sugar's in just about everything. But if you get into the processed sugar and the glucose and, you know, there's so many names for all of the sugars that they hide in your foods, you'd be really amazed. Another thing you got to look out for is the sodium. A lot of the prepackaged food is just loaded with sodium, which tends to make you gain weight too. And you have to realize that this is the rest of your life eating. You're never going to not have, and you're never not going to have, listen to that English. You're always going to have some time in your life where you're going to have the cookies, and you're going to have the pies. You're going to go to the baby showers, especially now it's coming up to graduations, weddings, baby showers, wedding showers, you know, picnics, barbecues. Who goes to a barbecue and doesn't have potato salad and, you know, potato chips and things like that? You're not going to go to a barbecue with your little baggie of veggies and be happy while everybody else around you is eating a bag of potato chips and they're drinking their beer and everything. You can have a light beer. You can have even one beer. All you need to do is figure it into your points. You can substitute so many other things earlier in the day so that you can really go and enjoy yourself. You can have a 0-point breakfast and a 0-point dinner and then use all of your points on the barbecue. Just figure it in and have a good time. You really can have a good time. You have to know that this is not a life sentence. If you think of it as a life sentence, oh, I got to follow this plan for the rest of my life, you're not going to succeed. You just aren't. You have to know that this is not a life sentence. This is a lifestyle that's going to stay with you for the rest of your life, and it's going to make you feel better, and you're going to feel healthier. You're going to be able to do so much more. The people out there that are like my age, just know you have to move. You just have to move. You get all cranky and achy, and it's just hard. It is harder to exercise. It's harder to get motivated. And the older you get, the slower your metabolism gets, which makes it harder, not impossible. I'm tired of hearing people say, oh, I'm so old, I can't lose weight. It is not impossible to lose weight. Granted, you're not going to lose like a 20-year-old or a 30 or a 40-year-old. But you know, once you hit 50, it's kind of a little bit like downhill as far as your metabolism goes. But that doesn't mean it stops. It just means it slows down, and you have to trick it into starting up again. And you can do different things to do that. Like I said, just getting up and moving. How many of us just sit in a chair with a remote control? How many of us remember back when we were younger, you had to get up and walk to the TV, to turn the channels. You had to get up and walk into the kitchen to answer the phone. There's so many things we had to do that made us exercise that we didn't have a choice. We just didn't have a choice. So many of the things too, if you really wanted a good cookie, you had to make it yourself. And so that took involvement of working in the kitchen to get this stuff made. And it's just too easy now. Nowadays, things are just too easy. If you wanted a hamburger, you had to make a hamburger. I mean, not to say that when I was growing up, I don't want to seem like I was so deprived that there were Burger Kings and McDonald's and things like that, but they weren't on every corner. You had to drive to get to a Burger King or a McDonald's. I lived at 6 Mile and Gratiot, and the nearest McDonald's for me, I think was at, well, it was at 7 and Gratiot. I guess it wasn't that far. But it wasn't like right on the corner. It really wasn't. And if I liked a Burger King, I had to go way over to the other side of town, like 2 or 3 miles away. And it was different. That's all I can say. It was just different. But you want to remember, too, that when you're on this freestyle program, don't go crazy eating the free foods. They still have calories in it. Granted, you're going to have to eat like a whole stalk of celery or a whole head of lettuce to get all the extra points. Oh, I might have something from FedEx. But if no, backing up the truck. I get distracted easy anyhow. But like chicken. Chicken is 0 points, but there's calories in chicken. And there's calories in eggs and, you know, fish. There's calories in all of them. So it's not to say that you can't have it, but you have to limit how much you have. And it's okay to go crazy with them for a couple days, but don't think that you can go crazy with them every single day of the week, because you're not gonna have any success. And the ones that have, they said that those who eat the fewest processed foods, like sugary drinks and unhealthy fats, lose more weight because you're not eating the processed foods, which makes sense, because if you're going to not have a bag of Cheetos, which is processed food, I keep saying Cheetos because I love Cheetos. But anyway, and another reason is I was cleaning out the pantry and I found some Cheetos. I have about an ounce of Cheetos left, and I think I'm probably going to eat them. I know I should throw them away. I should give them away, whatever. I'm back from the clean your plate generation, and I have a very hard time letting food be wasted. I really do. But I'll figure it into my points. And if I have it, I'm going to figure it into my points, and I'm not going to feel deprived, and I'm going to feel, okay, that was a treat, and I like it. It wasn't a cheat, it was a treat. A cheat only becomes a cheat if you feel guilty eating it, and you eat it a lot. A cheat is like what I did last week. Was it last week? One day last week. Or maybe, oh no, it was the week I gained 3.9. That a treat would have been to get 1 donut out of the case. But I got 2 donuts, and I ate both of them the same day. That was a cheat. That was not a treat. That was a cheat. So you just have to know the difference. And you have to remember that not all carbs are bad carbs. You've got to incorporate all kinds of carbs in you have to have fats. And nobody likes to hear that word, but you have to have fats in your diet. You have to have carbs. You have to have vegetables. You have to have fruits. You have to have dairy, protein. You have to incorporate all of this into your diet. If you don't, your body's going to be wondering where everything, you know, why aren't you filling me up with all the proper foods that I need? And it's going to hold back releasing weight, because it's going to hold on to it, because it's going to think, I need this for a future date in case she doesn't eat right again tomorrow. But we have to know that when you want to lose weight, you have to focus on what you're going to eat. Focus on the healthy foods. Focus on having fun with your food. I make little happy faces with my food. I try to make my food look like if you went to the restaurant, to a fancy 5-star restaurant, Although I put way more food on my plate than that. When you see that and they put like 3 little peas in a little line and then they put like a little smush of this. No, I put food on my plate. But I try to make it look like a happy event, and I sit down and I enjoy my food. I really do. My next step is to be sitting at a table eating my food. I could really sit in my kitchen and eat my food at the table and watch TV still, but I don't. And that's something I need to work on. Jim and I do eat our dinners at the table. When Jim is home, we eat them at the dinner table. But if I'm home alone, I usually just sit in front of the TV and eat it there. But I'm going to work on that. But wrapped up in a nutshell, what you want to do is, if you want to lose weight, focus on what you're eating. Focus on what you eat. Hopefully that helped. Anyway, look at, once again, another long one. I told you I'd do short videos, and then I don't. But anyway, like this video, subscribe. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Leave a comment, and hit that like button. Oh, I already told you to hit that like button. Share if you think it'll help somebody. So I'll see you guys on my daily vlog.